right, Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well taught this truth. Peace and salutations be to the Akim that's pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Honor Brother Yashar, Kabar, back to you again with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson be edifying unto the elect. Alright? So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Alright? Yeah, the days are evil, man. You know, onto that word evil, alright, meaning to be what? Bad times. You know, alright, we're living in bad times, man. You know, and this is why you see all these things is occurring in the earth or in the world. You know, all this tension is in the air. Alright, dealing with what these Jakes. It's damn near what race wars, man. Alright, Jacob versus Esau. You have the other nations coming against Jacob. Well, all these nations are already against Jacob, man. You know, but the tension is in the air. You know, dealing with the Jake had murdered, you know, the little Edomite, and not only that, you know, the Jake that got killed, you know, which they got shot in the back, which they let off the agent guy who was supposed to have killed them. You know, and this is, you know, hey, Jake get killed, you know, daily, man, you know. All right, but these are the things they put in your face, man. You know, show you through the media. All right, put it on, you know, just continually, all right, throwing it in your face. All right, you know, just to, you know, cause you to you know, react off it, man. You know, all right, if you don't have, you know, the wisdom and understanding, all right, you're gonna be, you know, be as a fool, man. You're gonna use wisdom, man. All right. You know, you're not gonna use wisdom. All right. You could be one of these niggas out here, you know, in front of the courthouse, holding signs. You know, all that shit is not gonna solve nothing, man. All right. You know, these things are going to continue to happen. All right. You know, if you don't seek your Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because it's only going to get worse. All right. You know. So let's continue on. It says, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. All right, it's all the will of the Lord. You know, all right, hey, the Lord is causing these things to happen. All right, you know, hey, this place is getting ready to, you know, to be destroyed. You know, all right, but before the Lord ultimately, you know, destroy this place, you know, He's going to cause all type of things to happen. You know. All right, because while all this shit is going on, all right, you know, hey, you have what? Still war, all right? There's still war going on, all right? There's still pestilence going on, you know? Hey, the dollar is going to crash. You know, laws are being, you know, brought forth, you know? All right, and this is how Esau wanted, you know? Hey, he wants you to react, what is called, order out of chaos, you know? This is how he's going to bring in his order. All right, cause chaos, man. You know, have you niggas chimping out. You know, ready to loot, ready to riot. You know, so he can create more laws. You know, to ultimately, you know, come down upon you. You know, bring in, all right, that sea hip. All right, strip you from all the, you know, comfortability. All right. And you know, so what it says what? Be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. All right, it's all the will of the Lord. All right, these things was already written what was going to happen. All right, we've been telling you, you know what? Esau is your enemy. All right, but no, you niggas still, you know, call upon JC. All right, you know, you still don't look at Esau, Edom as your enemy. All right, you want to join hands with him. You want to save him. All right, but he's showing you, you know, who he really is, man. All right, and right along with the other nations, man. All right, they don't fuck with you either. All right, so, you know, hey, this what has to happen. All right, for you niggas to wake up. All right, and then realize who your enemy is, man, from the beginning. All right. So now let's move on, because hey, we've been told you, all right, what was going to happen. All right, what was going to happen. So let's see. This is Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 15. It says, "For the sword draweth, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands." Yeah. So what that sound like, man? All right. Hey, race wars, man. All right. Not only that, what you have, what I just spoke on the wars that's going on. Hey, you have nation against nation, man. All right. Esau against Moab, you know. All right, but you know, within, all right, being here in Babylon, what you have, what, race wars, man. Race tension, you know. All right. Jake looking at Esau, you know, ready to kill him. Esau looking at Jake. All right, but it says what? For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. You know what the modern day sword is. All right. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions stand in their power." Yeah, and that's what it's going to boil down to. All right, sedition. All right, amongst the people, not caring what the government had to say, not caring what the mayor had to say. You know, they're going to take things into their own hands. You know? All right, a lot of division. All right? You know, and once Jake, you know, get together, all right, that they know who the enemy is. All right, you just seen during the George Floyd, you know, when they was rioting and shit, see Jake coming together. All right, when the ICE on the scene, yeah, you see Issachar, you know, you see the Northern Tribe and Jake get together. All right, and this is what they're preparing for, man. All right, he can't wait, all right, to be able to use his sword. All right, you see all the shit he talking, you know? All right, but this is why you have to use wisdom, all right? Hey, you can't be carnally minded, man. All right, you have to be spiritual. All right, we know, you know? All right, we know the Lord is going to come back and set things in order, all right? You know, whatever you think you're going to put together, all right, and try to deal with on your own, all right, you're not, all right? Hey, you have to seek your help, Hashem Yahushua, and patiently wait on the Lord, man. You know? All right, and if you knew, all right, that the time you was living in, all right, if you knew how close we are to the end, all right, hey, you'll repent, you know? All right, because the Lord is finna get ready to set things in order, all right? Esau, he's going to be destroyed. The other nations, hey, they're going to be destroyed and put in order, man. Round it up. All right, hey, we getting ready to rule, all right, this place under Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. You know? All right, so and this is what you have to be patiently waiting on. All right? Yeah, you have to, think spiritual. All right? Loading up fucking guns, you know? Marching up the street, protesting, all that shit ain't gonna work, man. All right. So now let's see, because these are the times, man. All right, that the prophets have been warning you about. All right. Let's end it off with this. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. It says, "And it shall be as chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee into his own country." Yeah, so yeah, you see, you know, people are returning to their own people, man. Turning to their own people. All right, you know, and gonna start fleeing into his own country. All right, you're gonna have Moab fleeing back to China, you know. All the nations were returning back to their own country. All right. Jake turning to his own people. Esau already in the spirit. All right, they own, turning to their own people. All right, division. All right, so this is what you have to expect, man. Jake getting gunned down in the street. Jake leaving out the store, getting shot in the back, not using wisdom, taking off running. If you didn't steal anything, why would you just run? All right. Even if you did, but that caused you to get shot in the back, man. And they putting that spirit out there of what? Kill Jake if you got to, Oh, he stole, shoot him. He did this, hey, shoot him. All right? So, and that's why the scripture in the beginning, it said what? Be ye not unwise. No, Salakia says what? Walk circumspectly, man. All right? And not as fools, but as wise. Because understanding this truth, all right? Hey, this is the true wisdom. All right? This is the true knowledge. This is what you need, man. This should be the stability of thy time, the knowledge and wisdom. This is what's going to keep you stable. All right? Because everything else, it's played out, man. You niggas still in church, going to the church, worshiping JC, getting together, loading up guns. All right, all that shit, it's played out, man, So, hey, man, hey, you have to understand what the days are evil, man, all right? Now, Lord willing, I'm in off with that. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next time, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honor unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Till next time, say Shalom.